All right, so here's a video explaining some things about like characters in general. We're gonna talk more about dairy and stuff like that. So, hello everybody, welcome to today's video. And today we're talking about dairy and other characters. As you can tell by the title, I've seen some builds like that this doesn't really have like any like sense that makes no sense. But like they just try to build it, and then they ask me for help, and they're like, "Oh, this person recommended it, and this person recommended it." But it's like some of the builds I've seen that they just don't make sense, and I'll explain what I mean by this. Before we do get into the builds part of it, let's get into like the misunderstanding with dairy. First misunderstanding with dairy is her buffer axe. Obviously, I want blazing. That's what you normally would want. You either want blazing or something solid. I think blazing might be my personal favorite, but I don't have blazing right now, so I just ran up her axe just so I could give her some more attack onto this right here, while preserving my Leanne's axe, my center axe. My Leanne's has BOG right now just because it's just for fillers. I'm not using it, it's just there for filler. It's not what I would normally would use. I'd probably use Black Flame or something, right? If BOG is good on Meliodas, let me know. I never use Axe Meliodas, but this is just for filler right now. So back to the Axe. But the biggest misunderstanding is the Axe ultimate is useless because it takes away Darkness Burst. That is one of the biggest misunderstandings I've heard. Because people don't understand like how to actually make it work. Like I've seen some videos, people just jump right in first day dairy, they read something, they play something, and it's like, all right, it takes away my darkness first, so it has to be bad. And that's your thought process of like judging a character, or coming out with a video, or telling people like giving people information in the community, even in Discord servers that like this is that's bad because it's like darkness verse, then like we didn't have to reevaluate some things because this is actually pretty good. There's actually two things I like you can do with this, and I can actually build a team on the spot for it to make sense. We can get rid of this team. This is the testing team. We can run like Meliodas, Dairy, Base, right? We can put her on X, right? So you can put her on Axe. She can support Melly naturally. She can even just give her the she can give Melly the 60% crit boost, even if you're not planning on using the ultimate, which is still good. But if you are planning on using the ultimate, you can sacrifice your Daisy or a burst character like Merlin. But Merlin's not built out yet for fire, so we're just gonna show you the what this will look like. You can run Merlin for fire and or something just to burst. And what this here will do, I can just show you. Merlin will burst the enemy. You swap into like dairy, you can unlock the darkness burst. I'm pretty sure you can do that with buffer versions of dark characters. You can unlock the dark burst. You'll do the dairy stuff, then you do the ult, and then it will take away the darkness burst. And then you also have Meliodas and Merlin combo ult, which then you would use to combo ult with each other to reactivate the darkness burst, in which then you get the 60% crit damage boost that she gives you, plus the burst, and then you can use that on Melly when he goes on the meltdown characters. So you get 60% one shot, which also have Liz also buffs as well. And you're basically going to be doing massive damage. You're basically going to still be doing damage, and it actually will become useful. That is one way that you can use the ultimate. You can also just use the ultimate in general, just to, like you can just use the ultimate, like I said, if you're running like a team even without like a burst character, like a Daisy. Just simply ult, on the burst of the enemy. Like so say that you hit the combo burst of them, you hit the ultimate, and then you get your 60% crit damage buff plus Daisy's crit damage buffs and all Daisy's buffs and stuff like that. It will work out just fine. Like you don't have to worry about the darkness first. You can always be set it up later, and I'm pretty sure you can actually build it out to last a pretty good amount of time. And if you do build it out to make it last a pretty good amount of time, you can actually reactivate the burst again with another combo if you're quick enough. And then you have to get the burst, and then you stand down with melee, and then it's just still connect and work, and everything will make sense. So that's one of the biggest misconceptions about deri, is that Axe ultimate is useless. It's not useless. He's gotta figure out a way to use it, and just that there's really nothing else more to it. Another thing is regardless. I heard that some people have a hard time understanding how it works. Basically, to get her ultimate to do the most amount of damage, which does really huge damage, 1,150. I think it's actually pretty big compared to other moves. Like, this is 400, and this is like huge damage compared to like any other ult in the game. This is like probably the biggest ult damage in the game so far that I've seen. So you know what ult damage, since it's like where like the huge amount of damage coming into, and how you set this up is you actually get the Devastator, which gives you even more fake damage. To get this, you want to make sure that you hit the enemy over and over again. You want to build up those strike combo stacks. So you get strike combo stacks. They stacks up max times. Increase. So basically, you get 50% damage on it, but it stacks until it's right here. Inflicts damage for 650% of attack. Then remove strike combo. When strike combo is at max stacks, etc. So you see, like that's what you want to try to do to make sure they give you your best damage. And this right here is really good. So if all hits land, the hero's ultimate move comes magic consumption decreases by 50% for 7 seconds, meaning that you're basically going to do like one magic orb instead of wasting 2 magic orbs if you land all hits. So doing this before your ult is always going to be a good idea because it's decreasing your magic consumption by 50%. So you're basically setting up for your ult for this one. So deri DPS was really, really good, even at low potentials. I played deri DPS, and it's done pretty wonders for me. Like literally almost one-shotted the dragon. Like not like one-shotted, but like almost took it all down in one rotation of my team. Just because of deri DPS, and deri did all the damage. Like there was no exterior damage. Deri did all the damage, and basically got him down to 1. And I was at P5 at the time. I wasn't at P6. I was at P5. So I can only imagine what it would be at higher potentials. She would just be like a monster. But yeah, that's the biggest misconceptions. This year's is overall good. So let's talk about the characters and stuff like that, and like what I mean by builds making sense. So if you look at my Daisy here, and my Daisy goes to synergy what build I've been using, which is the language team. I could pull it up for you. There are circumstances where things make sense for certain characters, and there's certain things that make sense for certain scenarios, and like it might not make sense for like certain people, but it might not make sense for like other people. But as long as it makes sense, and that's all that matters. So, drink top. The drink top here only is for unlocking this crit damage by 30%. So you're basically going to get 45% crit damage off Daisy, plus the 10% back attack, plus you're also getting a magic charge efficiency. Now, why does this make sense? Why does these two make sense? It's because Gother supports it by unlocking this and one Q, which is the back attack, because the Q hits the enemy in the back. So like it does hit the enemy in the back, so you will unlock this 10% attack, and the regen will unlock because and if any allies hit an enemy, that includes Goldberg's Q, you will get the regen buff, right? And then with the Q, it will build up max stacks instantaneously, thus giving you crit damage by 30% for 10 seconds, thus allowing you to do more damage. So that's why it makes sense. That's why like this synergy makes sense. It's because like you're unlocking everything in one shot. Now, where does it not make sense? Where does it not make sense? I've seen builds where people are running like life crystal, not life crystal, not life crystal. Regen on this. They're running the heart thing on it. If this like this, or like running something like this is pretty much like something random, like using like crystal. So let me break down the idea of Liz, and like let me make it make sense real quick. Liz has one of the biggest bulk in the game. I'm pretty sure base that wise. I'm pretty sure naturally she has like one of the like most like bulk that like you want to invest in the most. Even if you don't want to invest in it the most, she's a healer. And like at the end of the day, like her goal is to make sure that your team as a whole stays alive and doesn't die. So I'm P10 Liz. If you're P10 Liz, then your defense is gonna matter way more than your HP. And if you're not, your HP is gonna matter more than your defense. So it can also be like you might want to like invest more in defense, you might want to invest more in HP, but whatever you do not run something that's gonna drop your defense down to like 28,000, 27,000. You want to have like a really, really good defense, or you want to have a really, really good HP. Like the HP I have could probably hit 110k. Like I'm at 104k, and I don't even have like a really good earrings on right now. Or like I could probably get a DS here like at 160 or something like that. Like I could really get some really good bulk on my list. Because even though that it's on her, it will make it for everyone, and they will just be able to just take hits. That's why like that will help you survive longer, and that's why I'm running the setup on Belter and Daisy, is because my Liz. The whole point of Liz is to make sure that these three survive. If these three can't survive, then the team is just gonna fall apart. And like it's just be all like this popular game. Also, it is way more neater to have it like this, where it's like all one character. That way, like for example, for your Liz, like even if you don't want to run something like this, you can always like run something else. Like if I pull up the crown table, you can always choose to run something else. I think even like this, I don't know if this gives you anything good, but here it gives you like crystal destruction. Like you can always run something that will like, you can always run something else that's better for that character, or something else that like might be good to have instead. And you just run on Daisy because like there's really nothing better to run on Daisy like over like the other characters running you. Like Liz can run it, she's a support character. She like inflicts crystal destruction on enemy for 30 seconds. The hero is a support unit when attacking the enemy with attack skill. Each time an enemy with the effect is hit by an allied hero, has a 3% chance to inflict additional damage equal to 40% of the caster's attack. This fits in perfectly with Liz. So why are we running back attack armor and regen on Liz? Like why are we running regen on Liz if we're trying to get bulk? If we're trying to make sure that we're that our team is healthy. If you want your team to be healthy, you either want to run like obviously the high quality stuff, or you want to try to get something like that will set you up with defense or HP, something that can actually keep your team alive. Yes, healing does matter, but my Liz does a great deal of healing, even though I'm at P10. I'm pretty sure at lower levels you're still going to be doing really solid healing, anyways. Especially on next on the big book, you're still going to be doing really good healing, anyways. You're getting healing efficiency. You're going to be doing good healing. Don't worry about it. Just focus on building bulk around your healing, because your ultimate is going to be doing healing, and it's not hard to come back from using her ultimate because you have regen. You have extra magic charging efficiency. So you're good. You're good. You don't need to stress about running regen on this. Just run something for bulk or something that can help you. So that, like, this right here is like what I mean by making sense. Like, Gother has this right here, like my bear protection. So, you get low, it buffs up your barrier efficiency, and you drop barrier every time you get really low. Bone, I have really good barrier here. You get this right here to unlock everything here. And then Liz is for bulk. She keeps the team alive. Merlin is the DPS. She combo with Daisy or Gother, and she just gets the job done. That's what I mean by making sense. Like, this whole team together, when they're out on the field, like you use Gother's Q, boom, everything's unlocked for Daisy, boom. Okay, now Liz. Okay, boom, now Merlin can do her damage. And it's just like it all is like a domino effect that all connects to Merlin actually doing damage and actually getting something done. I don't like when I see teams that look like this. I'll just show you guys an example. Like, I'll just do it real quick. Let me just put this armor on quick. Let me show you what it looks like off of this. Just that way you're aware of how that is. And so to do something, let's just say that I remove this. Let's just say that, all right, let's say that you listen to me, you just run this right here, and you just like, all right, I'm just going to run whatever earrings I want, right? Just say, like, we're just going to run this right here for healing efficiency, and then we're going to run, like, this for healing efficiency, we're going to run, like, this for healing efficiency, this would be right. Let's take a look at the stats. My attack is good. The defense dropped down to 43,000, and that's because I'm wearing better armor. ACL, instead of being at 47,000, which allowed me, 5,700 attack, I dropped myself down by basically 4,000 attack. Like right there, like just by lowering my defense. But this is going to P10. If I'm not P10, this is still pretty good if you're running this. But most people are not running this. So let's go ahead and show you what this would look like. What most people are running. Let's go ahead and put this here. Just that way I can switch it back afterwards. I can get all over there. Let's show you what this will. You take this all off. And let's just say you want to build and making her heal more. So you're probably going to go for something that gives you healing efficiency or health in a way. Let's say that you go for Life Crystal. You can go for Life Crystal. That's what we probably would use. But let's just say that you went for Life Crystal. You're talking about experience. That's 4 piece HP plus 20%. This here is plus 20% HP. I don't think most people are wearing this. You're usually wearing a bunch of mumbo jumbo armor. But just for this case, I'm throwing like Life Crystal. Or yeah, I'm throwing Life Crystal for this. Just that way you can see what the series will look like. This is not level 5, so obviously, what are you guys thinking of cheating it out? Get level 5 right here. Boom. And level 5. So let's just say that you run something like this. Let's take a look at the defense now. Alright, now we got down to 36,000 defense and 89,000 HP. Mind you, she can hit really high HP. You just swapped in a 4-piece light crystal set, which was supposed to give you plus 20% HP. It's supposed to be really good, but you dropped down by like over 20 something thousand, almost by 20,000 HP, and you dropped down by basically, I dropped down from my original 47,000 by a full 10,000 defense just by doing so. And that is a big deal, especially bosses and stuff like that. like having higher defense, like every amount of defense, every amount of HP is gonna matter for your bulk. And running something like this, like yeah, like it might help you like get more healing. So yeah, so if you want to run this, you know, get more healing, but at least run something here to give you the most bulk. But if you want to have the maximum amount of bulk, you want to make sure that you run it on all your run on all of your armors. That's why I'm wearing this one here was recommended to me by another speedrunner to run the greedy pieces and to run like high quality, more higher quality of pieces. So let's go ahead and just show you what it look like. Obviously, you don't have to run the ring. Like this is just a type. If you really wanted to, you could just drop this. I just have it because the holy attack. So when I do tag damages, like it does a little bit more. That's just like little small things. You don't have to run that ring. You could probably run a ring that like probably just run a random ring. Honestly, it doesn't really matter. But I just run it. It's just personal preference. So we're at 47,000, 104,000 HP, 27,000 sack, 37,000 C. So yeah, it makes sense. Like the more that like you start to understand what every character does and how like this character can impact this character, and how this character can impact this character, and how this character can also impact this character at the same time, and this character can impact all three, plus the DPS, then like you start building more teams that make more sense. Like Belter attacks Daisy, and because of that, Daisy builds up for Merlin, and then you know Liz impacts Merlin. So then like now like you're doing so much more damage. You just gotta make your team make sense. Like you shouldn't be running gear just for the sake of having gear, without having to go explain why running one did. Yeah, that's what I wanted to explain in today's video. Is that if you want to build better teams, just try to make your teams make sense. Like, what is this character actually doing for another character? What is this character doing in general for the whole team? And how does it impact my DPS? What does my DPS get from it that makes it rewarding to have what I have? If you can't explain all those things that are actually there, then you're not building your team. You should be able to answer those questions and be able to be like, is my team like, is my characters in the path of each other? Are they not? You know, it seems like that's how you fully understand your team and be able to do better. Alright, so thank you guys for watching, and like and subscribe if you want more videos like this, going more in depth about the game and just talking and helping people build more strategy into the game rather than just like a speedrunner hopping on a video and just being like, I hit this time, let me show you how I did it, here's the build, jump in, do it. Like I actually want to go more in depth. I want to actually like show you guys like behind the why of why I'm doing it, instead of just like, all right, here's my build, everybody. My build is this is what I'm running. This is what I'm running my characters. Okay, cool. Let's hop into type reduction. Let's do some like battles. I'm actually telling you why. I'm not just showing you. I'm telling you why. So if you guys would like to see one of these build content, let me know. Comment. Thank you guys.